Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Paula, and on this platform we discuss about designer fashion, luxury and lifestyle, but in a more practical and sensible way every Thursday, as I'm currently still posting on my summer schedule. Today we're gonna dig in deep into the iconic bag from Christian Dior, which is the Lady Dior bag. So I own two Lady Dior bags, and in this video I want to share my experiences with the bag. By the way, I have the medium size, which is the original classic size, but also dig a bit deeper into where this bag came from and maybe also allure you into the wonderful world of Lady Dior bags. I'm gonna grab one with me here so there is maybe a bit more eye candy. So this bag was originally created in 1994 by Christian Dior, and the name of this bag was Choo Choo. I'm sorry, Choo Choo. Probably my pronunciation of French is not really that good. That means favorite. When Lady Diana, or the Princess of Wales, was gonna visit Paris, the First Lady of France wanted to gift a bag to Lady Diana, and the First Lady of France chose this bag by Christian Dior, and it was the black lambskin with gold hardware. I'm assuming Princess Diana really loved her bag because has actually been seen wearing it in quite many different occasions, and that kind of blew up the whole craze for this bag. And because of Princess Diana's huge love for the Choo Choo bag, Christian Dior decided to name this bag model Lady Dior to showcase the respect for Princess Diana. And Lady Dior is the name that we know of this bag today. And basically, this was the original size that was gifted to Princess Diana, but since then there has been different sizes out of different materials. Lambskin was the first material, but there is currently probably like tens of different materials of this bag, and it has been like the flagship item, or the most iconic bag from Christian Dior, and I would dare to say it is still the most iconic bag from Dior, even though there are so many other great bags since this one, but this has kept its position as the most iconic bag by Dior. So what makes this handbag so great? Well, I guess that is subjective, and we all see and feel how we do. But what is like quintessential Lady Dior is that the bag has a bit of like a boxy shape in it, and it is like a structured bag. It holds up its position even though it is empty, so I currently have nothing in the bag, and it maintains its shape. The handles are also meant to be like hard and stiff, so if they are at all like flimsy, then most likely you are not holding an authentic bag. But also what is like a detail in it, so when you spread out the handles, it should spell out CD, so for Christian Dior. Also something that is very much part of the Lady Dior bag are the letter charms here, which spell out Dior. So there is a D, I, O, and an R somewhere here. One thing that is quite an interesting detail is that the way that these are attached here, they are attached in a way that these can't really like naturally stand in an opposite like position, that they are meant to hang correctly, so they just won't stay if you try to like push them to be wrong side, they're just gonna turn around. That was probably a terrible way of explaining that, but hopefully you got what I was trying to say. So the letters are pretty much always facing the right direction. And with the handles, each of these grommets has a CD on them, also this one. And inside, how they are attached, there are two screws or something, how they are attached. Both of my bags, as mentioned, are the medium size, but they look very different, they are very different, and they are from different material, different colorways, all of that. So let's maybe dig in a bit deeper, shall we? So I'm gonna start with the one that I'm currently holding. This was the first of these two that I got, and this is a vintage Lady Dior bag. And how do I know that? Because Dior bags have a date code tag that has a similar logic as Louis Vuitton date codes have. So Lady Dior bags have this type of leather tab inside, and it should say Christian Dior Paris. And under the tab, it should say where it is made. So this is made in Italy, and then there is the older kind of date code. So currently the model is 2 numbers, 2 letters, 4 numbers. As this was made in, let me check, March 1997, it still had the older styled date code, which was only 2 letters and 4 numbers. The 2 letters represent the factory. So as this is made in Italy, MA is a factory code for factory in Italy. And just a fun fact for you to know, Christian Dior stopped producing handbags in France in 1990. So if you ever end up with a Dior bag that is not over 30 years old and it says made in France, there is a big chance that it's inauthentic, just so you know. So the made in should be in Lady Dior bags anyway, in Italy. Dior also makes bags in Spain, but I'm not entirely sure if they make the Lady Dior bags in Spain or not. But in general, like bags produced, any bags from Dior produced after 1990 should say made in Italy or made in Spain. But yeah, it has a contrasting colorway inside. So in here it has a red fabric lining, which has also the Dior signature enojy print that the whole bag has. In some bags, the inside fabric or inside lining anyway might match the same color as the exterior, but they're, I don't know, is it like 50-50 or 40-60, where the internal fabric is actually a contrasting one. So mine is dark blue with red. But the thing to check is that when there are leather parts inside the bag, such as the tag and the pocket zipper pull, hopefully it's visible here, those should match the leather outside. So those should always be from same color and same material as the external bag is. So mine is patent leather dark blue, and both of the tabs are patent leather dark blue. And as this is a vintage bag and definitely an older model, this still has a zipper closing, and it has a beautiful zipper pull, which also says CD on the pull. Hopefully it's visible. And that has been a topic of conversation, I would say, with the medium size at least, because As far as I've understood, people have felt the zip opening quite annoying, where they kind of need to stretch out and put their hand in and so on. Maybe because this is 25 years old now, I don't find going into the bag at all like difficult, because it stretches and opens very well and my hand goes in very easily. So it might be that with the, let's say, around 10-year-old ladies or something like that, that maybe the leather is stiffer, or maybe it is, this has also been in the beginning, it's hard to say. But I actually find the zipper quite good and I don't have any issues with the zipper. But the newer ones that are currently being sold have like a leather flap that you turn inside the bag. So there is no zipper, there's like a leather flap on top, and that's how it closes. This has also feet in the bottom, and all in all, I love this bag. For me, like, the Lady Dior bag is pretty much most beautiful handbag style I have seen, or at least one of the most beautiful ones I've seen. I find this absolutely beautiful, elegant, timeless, and it's just gorgeous. One thing to know is that, unfortunately, even though this is the most iconic bag from Christian Dior, it does not hold its value on the pre-owned market. And I don't really actually know why that is. Because there is nothing wrong with this. The craftsmanship is amazing, quality flawless. Dior's service in general is like amazing. But for some reason, this bag does not do well on the pre-owned market. Or at least that was the case maybe a few years ago. Now I feel like if you buy the like smaller models, we are living, or at least have been living, during the time where tiny bags have been the thing. So the smaller ones have kept their value a bit better. But for instance, the medium, and then there is like a large size, that those, especially the large one, like they lose value pretty quickly on the pre-owned market. And as mentioned, this is a vintage one. I got this for myself as a 30-year birthday present, and at that time I feel like the medium Lady Dior's were going for 3,500 euros. They are now over 4,000 euros, by the way. But at that point, it was like 3,500 euros, if I remember correctly. And I just like, I didn't want to spend that money. I don't feel like, even though I love this bag model, I'm not comfortable in purchasing a Lady Dior with that money, let alone 4,000. But I got this from the pre-owned market, and as this is a vintage bag, it looks the same as the newer bags. It has the same structure. Dior hasn't changed the quintessential details of this bag. Like, Dior just hasn't done that. So it's the same bag, except this actually has like gold plating in the hardware, which current gold hardware bags don't have. Well, small thing, but other than that, it's the same. So I ended up looking from the pre-owned market, and I found this one. And there was also like one thing. This is patent leather, which is not as popular as, let's say, lambskin on these bags. Or I feel like patent leather in general is not really that popular. What do you think? I think it's somehow on the bottom of the totem pole in a way. So I ended up paying a bit over 1,000 euros for this bag, and it was, at that time, it was in amazing condition. It still is, and I still am in love with this bag. I don't find this clumsy or heavy at all. I usually tend to carry it from the handles or then in the crook of my arm, and This is something I actually didn't find from online, but my assumption is that in 97, when this was made, these did not come with shoulder straps. But at least this bag didn't. So if it originally came with one, that has been lost during the years. So for the times I want to have a shoulder strap, I've just purchased a golden chain with a leather part for when it's on the shoulder, so that I can carry this crossbody if needed. And it's not exactly the same color, but I think it's like close enough. But I haven't really used this at all, like not much, because I prefer the look handheld, but I have the choice. Now let's have a look at the second Lady Dior bag that I have, which is my newer one, but also newer by age in general. So this is also the medium size, but this is, I would, like, by the feeling of it, I would say it is calf skin and not lambskin, or then it is a bit like more hard wearing lambskin. It might actually be lambskin though, now that I'm testing it on, with silver studs that are creating the enojy pattern all around the bag. And it's in white leather, as you can see, with silver hardware. And all the like other details, they are the same. The leather letters have the same thing. You can't really like naturally bend them over to the other side. It has the CDs on each of the, are they like, I don't know, hardware. When you open up the handles, they spell out CD, same as the blue one. And inside this has like this type of taupey colored fabric, and the tag is white as it should be, and it says Christian Dior Paris, and below you can see made in Italy and a different type of date code. So this is made in December 2003. So it is now almost 20 years old, this bag, but not considered vintage, I think. At least I don't consider it vintage. But in the meanwhile, during these 6 years that these have been made apart, Dior has changed the logic on their date codes. And this as well has the same logic as Louis Vuitton has, with like the 2 letters represent the factory. And these have the same factory code, MA, Italy. And then 4 numbers represent the month and year when it has been made, with the same logic as Louis Vuitton. 1st and 3rd number are month, 2nd and 4th are year. As this is white, there are like some darkenings in it and so on, so like some wear can be seen, but it's white. So I think when I got this, it already came with majority of the wear that it has, and it was also visible in the price. So I purchased this a year ago, and at that time I paid 800 euros for this because it has like some wear. But for me, I don't mind. I would probably be terrified getting a white Lady Dior bag in pristine condition, but now that someone else has like made some wear on the bag, I am more carefree in wearing it. Plus, I'm pretty sure it was visible on the price that it has some wear on it, so I'm okay with that. With the strap, it has the same thing. This did not come with a strap, and I'm not sure in 2003 if these came with straps, but I did purchase like a leather white guitar strap thingy from Etsy. So whenever I want to carry this crossbody, it is possible. But to be honest, I've never used this. So always when I've worn this, it's the same, handheld. I don't know, like you can judge by the video clips that I have had of me with these crossbody, like how are the proportions. I feel like on me, I am a tall, curvy person, so I am 180 centimeters tall. So the size is not the thing, but somehow it still looks a bit like off when carried crossbody. I don't feel like this bag should be carried crossbody, and I think it is because of the handles, because they are like so rigid that they are just standing upwards. And I think that's just how what is impacting that. The smaller sizes, I've seen people wear them crossbody. In my eyes, they have the same issue with the handles, because the handles are part of the bag. So I'm not really sure if this bag style in this size or the size small, which is one size smaller than this, how well they actually do as a crossbody bags. But that's obviously a subjective opinion and, I don't know, preference. But I haven't worn these like crossbody actually. This, I usually don't do well with doubles. I have to be honest, like it's pretty much that I will have a favorite out of the two if I have similar bags. And I was a bit like hesitant with these, even though I think this is like my most beautiful handbags style that I have, but I was like, these are very different from each other. Like dark patent with gold, white lambskin maybe with silver and studs, like very different looks. And this is probably like my issue and not like the issue of the bag, but I've done it again. I do have a preference between these two, and I prefer this one, and I don't know what it is. Is it because it was the first one? Is it because of the navy? Is it because the studs are kind of like too much for me? I don't know what the reason is, but I do prefer this one. And that kind of makes me sad. And I've been talking about that in a few of my videos. That is this like a good thing to have two bags, when I know that I'm not good with doubles. I will start to have a favorite, which I already have started with these two. So should I let this one go and get something completely different? But so far I haven't done that, because I would feel like devastated if I would ever regret the point that I sold it. But that's just like my honest truth. I love this bag model, but for me as a person, I only need one of each style, and this might be a bit too much for me, because when I want to feel like a Lady Dior, I'm gonna go for this one. But that is not really this bag's fault. But I think we could summarize to the end, like, why do I think these bags are so great? Well, obviously there is the history there, but that doesn't really make the bag good looking. I just love the aesthetics. It's very like timeless bag. And I think it says it all, that basically the appearance hasn't been changed in almost 30 years when the bag has been existing. The appearance has been the same. So I'm kind of saying that it is very timeless looking, and it will go for many decades onwards. It certainly is an investment, but I think like pre-owned is a fantastic place to purchase a Lady Dior bag, because the prices, as mentioned, they are great. Personally, I love the medium size the most, and it's of course it's about like your own preference and what you carry with you and so on, but it is like, it looks big, but the bag, well, it is spacious, but the bag itself doesn't look too huge. And because it has its structure on it, so this is also empty, and it still keeps the shape. You don't need to stuff it, but it looks like it keeps up with itself, or holds itself up. What would be the better way to say that? And I tend to wear this if I have like a fancier event, so if I feel fancy. But also with like jeans, t-shirt and this, you can absolutely dress this down as well. I think it goes very well with whatever you want to wear. It goes, and that's what I really love about this. So you don't need to be like super elegant dresser or have a fancy events all the time to be able to wear this. This also goes with more casual style. And I mean, I thought I would include like what fits, but I have actually made what's in my bag video of this exact one. So there I test out a few pieces of what I carry in my bag, but in general, this can fit a water bottle, a small umbrella, a long wallet, like all the essentials and then some. So I think the size is great. Just something that I have noticed, and it might also be the studs on the bag, but this is a tad heavier than this one. And I'm pretty sure it must be the studs or something that makes this heavier to carry when empty. But that's also subjective, like what's heavy for me might not be heavy for you and vice versa and so on. But just something to think about, that this is not the lightest bag in the world, not even this one. Like there is some weight into them. The handles have some weight, the charms have some weight, but in general the bag is made with 144 different parts, at least what I checked from a few sources online. So it kind of makes sense why there is also a bit of weight on the bag. But that's just something to consider, that if you're looking for like the super light nylon bag, this is not it. Although maybe the fabric Lady Dior's, they probably are very much lighter than these. But in general, beautiful bags. I would absolutely, like if you are thinking about it, recommend one, because they are iconic, beautiful, and as you can see, there is many different styles available. These are very different from each other. Then there are like plain colored lambskin ones, fabric. Now there is this kind of, is it wicker or what's the newest like summery bag that has come out, and now there's like different shapes of this, so kind of like a half of this, and there's like so many options. Personally, I love the classic ones, but there is so many to fit like different personalities, so it's just a wonderful bag, and I think this is a good place to end. Hopefully you got something out of this, maybe some new information, or if you have any questions to me, you can just leave them down below and we can continue our conversation of the beautiful Lady Dior bags. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video. Bye!